Okay, and here you can see the full layout of my Hitler Youth Battle of Berlin impression that I used for the Berlin Death of the Reich event in Cresson at the end of this May. Go over the normal shirt here. I got this one from Hiki Shop. Fairly good, except that I had to swap out the buttons for the shoulder boards because it came with the little wooden ones, but it's properly supposed to have the silver ones, so I had to swap those out. But you can see it's got my scarf here, as long as the little knot. I've also got the proper Ost-Berlin sleeve triangle, courtesy of GD43. I had those custom made for me. I've also got this neat little postcard here. I picked this up from Kraus Papierwerk, which is a reproduction seller of all sorts of Third Reich paperwork, so really cool, and I definitely recommend you check them out. Up top here really quick, I've got my side cap. Not much to say about that. Moving on down, I have my belt with the Hitler Youth buckle with the motto Blut und Ehre on it. Also have the cross strap as well. This one I got from Hiki, and it's technically actually an SS cross strap by the little markings on it, which are kind of hard to see, but oh well, no one's ever going to see that. I've also got the Hitler Youth knife here. This one I picked up from Kelly's Militarian. It's actually a pretty good reproduction. Also see the motto on the blade there. Moving on down, I have the corduroy summer shorts. Also picked these up from Hiki. I've got my basic bread bag and canteen for the Battle of Berlin part of the impression, as well as my standard K98K. Not too much to say about that either. But moving up to the winter pullover shirt. This I also got from Hiki Shop. This one needed a little bit of modification to it because the buttons that originally came with it were kind of pretty bad, so I ended up swapping all those out for good ones, as well as moving up the shoulder board loops because it was actually much further down on the shoulder and it looked really, really weird and it was improperly placed, so I had to replace that, but not too much. You can see I've got my HJ proficiency badge here, as well as my membership pin, as well as a party pin. Also with the Ost-Berlin sleeve triangle, as well as a Volkssturm armband. The winter trousers over here are actually Waffen-SS Panzer trousers. They have this just about the same pocket style and look, passable for an HJ impression, so that's what I went with. Moving up here, I've got a Waffen-SS M40 greatcoat and cap. So historically, there were around 100 HJ boys that were attached to the 11th SS when they fought in the Battle of Berlin. So I included these with the kit as something that could have been given to the boy as he was fighting with them. So, just something cool. I've got my standard low boots, as well as the Gemeschen in there. Not too much to say about that, just that's what I use for combat. And then at the top here, I've also got a pair of suede shoes from the Thursday Boot Company. And these are for just like my regular Hitler Youth impression. They're a nice vintage-looking pair of just kind of standard shoes that could have been worn, so they fit nicely. Again, here's the full layout of the impression going over. And as I said, I I used this impression for the Death of the Reich event in Crescent, at the Crescent Sanatorium. This was the first year that they were able to hold that event, and I gotta say it was really, really good. Everything that I participated in. Unfortunately, I only came in for the last day, so I missed the first day of fighting and the night fighting. But from everyone I talked to, they said that it was really, really good, the night fighting in particular. Really great event. It was, yeah, for it being the first year that they were doing it, it was handled quite well and went very smoothly. So, and as you can see from the pictures on screen now, here's a couple pictures from the event itself. Really, really gorgeous buildings that they've got at the site, so it was really cool to be able to participate in that. But anyhow, that'll about do it and wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next one.